Now we are approaching the Jhana River, where the Jhana River enters the Ganges. Now the Tibetans, to go to Vikramshila, they would cross the Ganges and walk for one night to a hillock and climb the hillock to Vikramshila Sangrama. So we are approaching, this is what do you call it, Ali Nagar hai na? We are approaching Ali Nagar and what do you call it, Jhana River. Now we have arrived at the intersection which goes towards Kajra, Vikrampur, Srighana and Narotimpur. So folks, Atisa Dipankara Jhana Srighana was from what do you call it, Vikrampur. Naropa was from Narotimpur and Tilopa was from Jagoda, that is Kajra. Kajra, Jagoda. You put the KJ to JAK, Jagoda, Jagoda of the Tibetans. So here we are turning. The river has entered the Ganges there, the bridge, you saw that bridge. And now this is the Jhana River that goes all the way to Khakra D, where there is a 54-acre Sangrama. And basically we are on our way. The Tibetans would travel from the Ganges, that was the mouth of the Ganges. From the Ganges to Vikramshila, they would walk for one night. And you can see the distance is equal to a walking distance of one night. And then they would climb a hillock, that is Kajra hillock, and they would reach Vikramshila Vihara. Now, the Tibetans wobble the names, mispronounce the names, and the Bengalis, some Indians, Bengali Indians, they all went into Tibet, got the text and tried to make sense out of the wobbled words. And they created their own words, Vikramshila. There was no place called Vikramshila because the Vikramshila they searched and found in Kahalgaon is something else. It has got no proof of Vikramshila because there was no place of Vikramshila. This is Vikram Srighana, Vikrampur, Srighana and Narotimpur. Naropa was the northern gatekeeper and Vikram Srighana was the university because all the principals, all the people in charge of the Sangrama, they got the surname, the title Srighana. That's according to Taranath. So what was Taranath's name? Kungzang Zangpo. So Taranath says it was he gives the name of 5 principals who are Srighana. So Vikram Srighana was the real name of the Sangrama, not what do you call it, Vikramshila. So folks, we are going there. Wish me the best of luck. Folks, that is Vikram Srighana, the hillock of Vikram Srighana, no doubt. That is the hillock of Vikram Srighana. The Tibetans wrote about it. They would walk for one night and then climb a hillock. And then you have that Narotimpur, Vikrampur and Srighana. So that is no doubt that hillock over there is Vikram Srighana, there was no Vikramshila. And this is the land of Atisa, folks. This is the land of Atisa. Now in the search for Vikramshila, Vikram Srighana, which I call it, we must track the Tibetans, because the Tibetans are the only source of where the Sangrama was. The Tibetans are only the only source where the Sangrama was. And a major hint to the Sangrama's name is Sri Janana. Now Sri Janana is very important because all the abbots, the chief abbots of Vikramshila got the name Sri Janana. Actually it is Sri Ghana. Sri Ghana, Sri Ghana means deep knowledge. So the chief abbot got this surname, which Atisa Dipankara also got. So my view is the Sangrama's name was Vikram Srighana and not Vikramshila. Now to chase Vikramshila, we will have to chase the Tibetans who went in search for Atisa Dipankara Sri Janana or Sri Ghana from Tibet to Tibet. So these Tibetans, there was a king called Yeshe who those days Buddhism had degenerated in Tibet, and that king wanted some Panditas from India to come over. So he sent the first batch of 100 people, and most of them die of snake bites, etc. And Atisa, and they give the report that Atisa Dipankara is the best. So King Yeshehod, he sends 21 people under one Tibetan called Gatso something, and they fail. Out of that, only 2 remain alive. They come back and return the leftover gold to the king. So the king sends a third trip, and this time he sends it under Nagatso Lotsawa. See, I will go straight to page 25, where the account of Nagatso Lotsawa is. When he reaches the Bihar-Nepal border, in the night they stay at an Acharya's place. The Acharya knew that Nagatso Lotsawa had gold. He was planning to set fire to the bamboo house at night. While they were asleep, a white-robed man entered the bamboo house and said, "Please do not sleep here. Go away immediately, otherwise your life will be in danger. I am a patron deity of all the Tibetans." Nagatso Lotsawa and his attendants offered prayers to Avalokiteshwar and immediately fled from there. At daybreak, they met a petty king from Nepal who was on his way to Vikramshila monastery, and Nagatso Lotsawa accompanied him. When they reached the river Ganges, the king uses his influence, boarded a boat first with his attendants and departed, leaving the others behind. So the first clue to Vikramshila is where Gatso Lotsawa crossed the Ganges after this Nepalese king. So I will have to first pinpoint that place. By then, night was approaching and Gatso Lotsawa got worried as he was carrying much gold. He concealed the gold in the sand and slept somewhere else. Okay, now he concealed the gold in the sand and slept somewhere else. Now I will have to, the spot he concealed the gold is the spot he crossed the Ganges, and he travelled for half a night to Vikramshila monastery, which was on a hillock. So I will have to first spot the place where he concealed the gold. Okay? So folks, let's see where he concealed the gold. Here is the shot of the satellite picture, which I suspect is Vikramshila. See, you have all the names here. Here is the hillock, which I suspect is Vikramshila. In fact, I'm sure it's Vikramshila because see, Srighana and Vikrampur. Put them together, it becomes Vikram Srighana. Srighana was the title given to all the abbots, including Atisa, Dipankara, Janana. So, what do you call it? And what do you call it? They say that Atisa lived north of the Vikramshila. This is Kajra. Now they call Atisha lived in Vikrampur, and his palace had the golden victory band around it. Now the golden victory band, that is Kajra. Kajal is the black band around the eyes. Kajal is the black band around the eyes. It is for good luck. That means it is the victory band. That is Atisha's home. Kajal is Atisha's palace in Vikrampur. Now, what do you call it? To confirm that, see, here is the ancient Ganges. The ancient Ganges, and what do you call it? Here is, see this highway. This highway, it goes to along the ancient riverbed. This land is called Karari, means hard ground, and this is Dira, that means this is Gangetic, the Gangetic belt. Now you can see the ancient riverbed here. See this section. This is the ancient riverbed. This is Amanat Sa. Amanat Sa is to keep for safekeeping. This is where the Tibetans, hid the gold as for safekeeping. This is where the Tibetans hid the gold for safekeeping. And then, the boatman, this is where the Nepalese king, he used his thing to cross over by boat and left the Tibetans behind. And this is where they hid the gold. Amanat Sa means safekeeping. And then this is Nista. Nista means have faith. Nista is have faith. This is where the boatman told them to have faith, that they will now not be robbed and that they would be soon sleeping under the portico of Vikramshila, of Vikram Srighana. And you can see basically why they crossed they hid the gold here, but the boatman crossed them here. There's a river here, it's the Jhana River. Let's see the close up of the river. See, there is the Jhana River, and there is Nista. This is Nista means have faith. This is where the boatman brought them over, and they hid their gold in this side. They hid the gold. Amanat Sa. Amanat Sa means to keep for safekeeping. And you can see the ancient riverbed. You can see the ancient riverbed all the way down. This is Nistha. Nistha is where the boatman told them to have faith. Now they won't be robbed. When they reach, let's see what happens after that, after they hide the gold. When they reach the river Ganges, the king, using his influence, the king of Nepal, who used his influence, boarded a boat first with his attendants and departed, leaving the others behind. By then night was approaching, and Nagatso Lotsawa got worried as he was carrying much gold. He concealed the gold in the sand and slept somewhere else. After praying to the three jewels, after some time, a white-robed boatman came and said, "I have come to fetch you all." So taking the gold, they boarded the boat and crossed the Ganges. When they reached the other side, now they reached the other side, that is the Nistha side, the Nistha which I showed you. Other side of the river, Nagatso Lotsava asked the boatman, "Who are you? I think you are not an ordinary person," because he was not robbed. This person did not attempt to rob him. The boatman replied, "You will know me afterwards. Tonight you can sleep under the portico of Vikramshila monastery and you will not be robbed." So the boatman told them that you will not be robbed. He told them to have faith. They were now in a safe area. They were now in a safe area. This is what Nishtha means. Nishtha means to have faith. So from there, hearing this, they departed and at midnight reached the gate of Vikramshila. So at midnight they reached the gate of Vikramshila. Lord Sava Gyatso, knowing that they had arrived, looked out from a window above the gate and asked them where they had come from. So the fellow who had come previously and who was residing on a room on top of a gate, he actually in another version, in another Tibetan version, the gate was on the hillock. And he was on top of the gate and these Tibetans, they started discussing where to go below him. And he recognized the language, so he looked out of the window and he questioned them where they had come from. On being told that they had come from Nagaris stored, he told them to entrust all the valuables with the gatekeeper boy. So they traveled for half a night. So monastery and you will not be robbed. Hearing this, they departed and at midnight. So they traveled for half a night and then they reached the monastery which was on a hillock. Okay, let's see where that hillock is and the distance of half a night. See, now you understand Rampur Thana Amanat Sa. Amanat Sa means to keep something in safekeeping. And then Nishtha, and then the boatman makes them cross the mouth of a river. That is the Jhana River which goes here. So that is why they cross up here. And where how do we know they crossed here? The word Nishtha, the village is here. The village has settled on the stupa and taken the stupa's name Nishtha. Nishtha means have faith. This is where the boatman told them to have faith that they won't be robbed. And then this is the road to the Sangrama. It is still alive, folks. And here is your Vikrampur and here is your Srighana next to the hillock. Here is your Srighana next to the hillock. Here is your Vikrampur. So Vikram Srighana, there was no Vikramshila. It was Vikram Srighana, there was no Vikramshila. You saw me just now driving down this road. When I started this video, I was driving down this road. And this is the ancient road which the Tibetans took, folks. And this was the main road since ancient times. This is Vikrampur and Srighana. And on the hillock was, the Sangrama. Folks, check out the video. Now this is unique, Vikrampur, and let's enlarge this Vikrampur, and here we have Kajra. Now they say, Tibetans say that, Atisa lived north of Vikramshila, that means Vikram Srighana. And he lived in the country of Vikrampur. He lived in Vikrampur. His palace name was, his palace was surrounded with the victory band, that is Kajra. Kajra, Kajal is the band, black band around the eyes. Kajal is the black band around the eyes. So Kajra is the victory band to the right of the road. See the road here. To the right of the road is Kajra and to the left is Vikrampur. So the palace was in Vikrampur, but it had its own name, that was Kajra, which is the victory band. So folks, this is no doubt your Vikramshila monastery on Kajra hills. And there is more proof. It is in what the Buddhists are searching for. The Buddhists are searching for a country called Shambhala, which has gone down in Buddhist folklore as Shangri-La, Budhauli, that is Budhauli Samda. Budhauli Samda, now this is a totally different subject, because the Wikipedia says, the capital was Kada, and this is next to it, 1 kilometer next to it is Kasba Budhauli. So Budhauli Samda, Samda is your Shambhala, Sham, Da, Bha, Budhauli, Bhala. So basically this is the country, the exotic Buddhist country called Shambhala, and this entire area happens to be Pure Land Buddhism, folks. Pure Land Buddhism. I will show you the videos one by one. Now first, Vikramshila. King Dharampala. Now first, let's check out Vikrampur and Kajra. Folks, check out the video. दिखाई दो, आगू दिखाई दो. Okay, now folks, all the Buddhists, and especially you Bangladesh, who claim that Atisa is from Bangladesh, and the Bengalis, my Bengali friends who claim that Atisa is from Bengal, this is Vikrampur. We are standing in Vikrampur. दिखाई दे लो. We are standing in Vikrampur. Vikrampur, there were 4 villages together. Vikrampur, Narotimpur, Srighana and Kajra. The railway, the British made the railway station in Kajra, so the name Kajra stood, and Vikrampur, Narotimpur and Srighana became colonies of Kajra, mohallas of Kajra. So folks, this is Vikrampur, the country in which Atisa belonged to, the country in which Tilopa belonged to, the country in which Naropa belonged to, and the country in which Atisa belonged to. So folks, just next to this is Narotimpur, next to Vikrampur, just that side, opposite the railway line is Narotimpur. That is Naropa's home. And next to that is Srighana. Now folks, my Bengali friends and the people of the world and Tibetans, Srighana sounds very similar to Sri Janana. Srighana sounds very similar to Sri Janana. And according to Taranath, who was a Jonang monk of the Jonang school, a Tibetan monk, who took a, Sanskrit name, according to him, all the principles of Vikramshila were given the name Srighana, that they were given the title Srighana. Atisa got that title, and the other principles also got the title Srighana. So there was no place called Vikramshila. It was Vikram Srighana, folks. Vikram Srighana. And so feast your eyes on Vikrampur. It's on both sides of the railway line. The railway line has passed through it. Right, दिखाई दो. The railway line has passed through it. Sir, you have got a nice smile on your face. What do you think about it?
I'm in the true land of Buddhism.
This is a part of pure land Buddhism. Your Putolo Jiashan or Kotalaga is just close by, behind this bazaar. So folks, this is your pure land Buddhism. We have left Buddha Amitabh village behind by mistake. We will be going there to videograph it again. Thank you. Chalo. Now from Kajra, I showed you the road in front of this railway line. One side is Kajra, the other side is Vikrampur. And this area is Narotimpur. The name is there. Narotimpur, this is Narotimpur. And this is your northern gatekeeper of Vikramshila, Naropa. This is the northern gatekeeper of Vikramshila, Naropa. So folks, Narotimpur and his descendants live here, folks. His descendants live here because he had a sister who was a Dakini. Naropa had a sister who was a Dakini, and their descendants pray to Naropa as Barabar Baba because he tried to equalize with Tilopa, and they pray to Dakini Mama, which was his sister, Niguma. So folks, this is Narotimpur. Check out the video. You travel south from the railway line. This is Narotimpur, and then you have Srighana up here. Srighana, we'll see the video later. Okay, sir. On hole. So now you're in no man's land. On the road, behind you is Vikrampur. The country of Vikrampur as Atisa's country. And in front of you is Narotimpur.
For Naropa.
For Naropa. He was the northern gatekeeper of Vikramshila. And Srighana kidhar hai? Srighana is that side.
Okay.
Now Srighana is the next neighboring village. So Vikrampur here, Narotimpur here. On this side of the road is Vikrampur. This side of the road is Narotimpur, and that side is Srighana. That means there was no Vikramshila, it was Vikram Srighana. Yes. So basically, welcome. This is Naropa's home. What do you call it? The northern gatekeeper.
Right.
The northern gatekeeper of Vikram Srighana. Thank you. अच्छा थोड़ा इनकट लो आप की कहा लिए
नेपुरा से जो है आए थे
नेपुरा से आए थे. The Tibetans say Naropa had a sister called Niguma. Now it is not Niguma, folks, it is Nepura. It has been confirmed here. And in Nepura you have a Dakini temple over there. You have a Dakini temple, Nepura Mai. So that is the Dakini who sent Naropa in search of Tilopa. And this is where Naropa stayed. And his descendants have stayed. A part of this village are descendants of Naropa. So folks, नेपुरा से सब के हथिन वही गणेश बाबू सब.
गणेश बाबू नहीं बल्कि ढाका सिंह बाबू को महादेव सिंह थी ना, महादेव सिंह आए थे.
अच्छा महादेव सिंह नहीं पूर्वज महादेव सिंह होते ना. हाँ
उन्हीं का जो है फिर ढाका सिंह का फिर जो है वंशावली जो नीचे आया,
हाँ
तो उसके बाद जो है राम भज्जू सिंह,
हाँ।
दलजीत सिंह वगैरह जो है बहुत सा इसमें जो है उसी में जो है गणेश बाबू रहे हैं।
हाँ। और नेपुरा से कौन आए?
नेपुरास तो महादेव सिंह आया होगा।
नहीं अभी जो है वो लोग कौन है? आपका पूर्वज कहाँ से आए?
नेपुरे से नहीं आए जैसे।
आपका भी पूर्वज नेपुरा से आए थे?
नहीं, हमारा तो हम तो ब्राह्मण हैं।
ओ आप ब्राह्मण।
समझे न? हाँ समझे न। तो नेपुरा से ये लोग जो यहाँ उन लोग आए जो भूमिहार आए हैं वो नेपुरे से आए हैं।
नेपुरा, which the Tibetans say Niguma.
हाँ।
Folks, this is your Narotimpur, Naropa, the northern gatekeeper of Vikram Srighana, not Vikramshila. Thank you. Sir, are you satisfied, sir?
Well, yes, if we could also kind of see something, that would make things, but there's nothing around.
No,
It's only the space and...
no, if there were statues, they would have been stolen long time ago.
Right.
See, these are thickly populated.
Populated.
Everyone is educated.
Right.
Everyone is. श्रीघना के कितना दूर है? अच्छा अच्छा। ये कजरा पहाड़ी जो है आपके पीछे में पहाड़ी है ना, उसके ऊपर पर मंदिर भी है।
श्रृंगी ऋषि पहाड़।
श्रृंगी ऋषि तो उधर है, लेकिन इधर इस पहाड़
ना इधर मंदिर।
अच्छा अच्छा। ये कोई इटवा भट्टी गांव भी है?
इटवा डी है।
इटवा डी।
हाँ इटवा डी है वहाँ पर जो है मियाँ का भी अथी था।
जैसे वहाँ जो है इटवा डी, वहाँ पे जब हल जोतते हैं हम लोग तो इतना चौला उसमें ईटा निकलता है।
हाँ इखड़ ले लो बोले। Now Itwa, sir, to understand, Ita means bricks.
Bricks, yeah.
To make Vikramshila, you needed bricks. And that also on top of a hillock you had to make it.
Right.
So you needed bricks. And that, to make a Sangrama fit to house 5,000 people, you needed a lot of bricks.
Right.
So they made such a lot of bricks that the village became known as bricks. The village became known as bricks.
So he's confirming, saying that when you plow, you get big bricks from the soil.
Yes, yes. Itwa. And जी धन्यवाद। हाँ, ये आपके एरिया जो है नाड़ो बाबा को, जिसको नारोपा बोला जाता है, उनका उर्फ नाम है अभय कीर्ति, जो अभयपुर, हाँ, जो अभयनाथ मंदिर है पहाड़ी पर। हाँ, वो ही नाड़ो बाबा थे, नरोत्तिमपुर। हाँ,
अभयपुर जो है वो दूसरा बाबा।
मेरा बात सुना जाए ना। तिब्बती ग्रंथ में लिखा हुआ है कि नारोपा जो थे उनका उर्फ नाम था अभय कीर्ति। इन लोग का थोड़ा सा उच्चारण गलत था, ये तो उसी को हम खोज रहे हैं, मेरा रिसर्च। हाँ, हम राजा बाबू, अर्जुन बाबू नाम सुने होंगे लखीसराय के। अर्जुन बाबू का हम बड़े लड़के, तो क्या नाम है, ये रिसर्च कर रहे हैं। तो नारोपा जो है उनका दूसरा नाम था अभयपुर, वही अभयपुर और नरोत्तिमपुर। और दलाई लामा इनके जो गुरु हैं, इन लोग को पूजते, इन लोग को गुरु समझते। हाँ, अतीसा दीपांकरा श्री जनाना, यहाँ जगह है श्री घना। हाँ, तो वो तिब्बत में जाके मरे, तिब्बत में प्रवचन देते थे। हाँ, उनका घर था कल्याणपुर मगर। ठीक है, प्रणाम, थैंक यू। ओके देन folks, thank you. So I showed you all Vikrampur and then Narotimpur and Kajra, which was Atisa's palace, and this is what do you call it, Narotimpur, Naropa's, the northern gatekeeper, And the Naropa's temple is on top here. Naropa's temple, Barabar Baba's temple is on top here. Because he was stationed here, he was the northern gatekeeper on the hillock. And then south of that is your Srighana. Srighana is the title which all the abbots of Vikramshila had. And folks, it was in the country of Shambhala belonging to King Suchandra. Folks, check out Srighana. Okay, chalo. Now, folks, we are just I have left Narotimpur and Vikrampur behind, and we are approaching Srighana. Srighana was the title given to all the people of Vikramshila, all the principles of Vikramshila. Srighana means deep knowledge. Srighana means deep knowledge. So, folks, this is Srighana. This is Srighana village. Behind us is Kajra, which the Tibetans have mispronounced as Jagoda. Then Narotimpur and Vikrampur, and now this is Srighana. Ghumai lo, yahi par roik lo. Srighana. All the principles of Vikramshila were given the title Srighana. So, folks, there was no place, no Sangrama called Vikramshila. It was Vikram Srighana. And Narotimpur was the northern gate, with Naropa as the northern gatekeeper. Thank you. Okay, now, folks, we are in the village of Srighana. Vikrampur Srighana is Vikramshila. And this is Srighana. As I said earlier, all the principles of Vikramshila, of Vikram Srighana, were given the title of Srighana. Srighana means deep knowledge, very deep knowledge. So, folks, according to Tibetans, they crossed the Ganges. According to Taranath, the Tibetans would cross the Ganges and walk for one whole night and come to, Vikram Shila of Vikram Srighana. It's Vikram Srighana, folks. Vikram Shila, actually the Tibetans had warbled words, and the Bengali, translators who translated it into English, translated Taranath into English. They translated it as Vikramshila. It was Vikram Srighana. So, and the Tibetans say, according to Taranath, that they had to walk for an entire night from the Ganges. So, the Ganges from here is the same distance. So, the Tibetans, they said that they had to walk the entire night to the Ganges.
For the Tibetan.
Sir, they would, that Jhana River which I showed you, that's where that was the Ganges, right side of the road, left side of the road, and we turned right. That's the Jhana River. That road travels alongside the Jhana River. So, and from there, if you walk, it'll take you one night to come here.
Yes, definitely.
And the hillock behind, they climbed the hillock, and Vikramshila was on top of it. That is Kajra Pahari up here. There are remains over there. Below it, there is a village called Itwa. Itwa means bricks. To make a Sangrama on top of the hillock, they need the size, to
fit 5,000
monks in. They needed bricks. So an entire village has got that name, bricks, Itwa.
Right.
So
maybe a message for all the Buddhists, especially the Vajrayana Buddhists. There is an opportunity here to re-establish the ancient learning, the ancient wisdom. And there seems to be abundant of land around here. It's a chance. it may become very late. So my request is please make it as early as possible.
No, and His Holiness the Dalai Lama, sir.
Yes, of course.
He's an old man. He should be informed and brought over.
Yes, please do inform him and try and bring him here. I have traveled all the way from IIT Kharagpur by road just to be in this space and realize how correct every space that's been indicated historically by the historians, religious historians, or historians as otherwise, including the Hinsang or Xingzang as the Chinese would call him. So please, all the Vajrayana Buddhists, whether of any sect, please give your attention to this great world of Buddhist wisdom, Buddhist land, the happy land. Thank you.
And then, now wouldn't you like to visit Pure Land Buddhism?
Sure, of course.
Isn't this a part of Pure Land Buddhism?
Yes, exactly.
This is a part of Pure Land Buddhism. Thank you, folks. Namaste. Okay, now, folks, we have left Vikrampur and Narotimpur and Srighana behind. We have just left Srighana behind and we are traveling towards Itwa D. Now, Itwa means bricks. Now, to make Vikram Srighana, what you call it, you needed a lot of bricks so that it could house 5,000 monks. So they have named the village itself has been named Itwa. Itwa means bricks. So folks, we are traveling towards that village, and recently it seems a statue or something has been unearthed, and I'll be videographing it. So this is the place, Itwa Bhatti, Itwa D. Is the place where they made the bricks for Vikram Srighana. Not Vikramshila, sir, Vikram Srighana. Thank you. There is Vikramshila on a hillock, just as the Tibetans said. And see, this is the land around Vikramshila, and which what you call it, Buddhists say Shambhala. See, this is the beautiful area of Shambhala. And there is Vikramshila on a hillock. And now, folks, I am going towards King Dharampala's, what you call it, Sangrama. I am going toward King Dharampala's boundary wall. He had made a boundary wall to protect the Sangrama from Bhaktiar Khilji's attacks. See, I'm already started getting bricks in this area, folks. Now, folks, this is a book by Taranath. Taranath, he was a Tibetan of the Jonang school. His real name was Kunga Zangpo. And he wrote this story, History of Buddhism in India. History of Buddhism in India. He was a Tibetan of the Jonang school who studied in Vikramshila, and he escaped to Tibet with a lot of papers, and he wrote the history of Buddhism in India. It's a very good book. It's a sort of a Bible for me. Now, he is the main source of knowledge of Vikramshila. I showed you the other Tibetan texts. Now see, in this section, account of the period of King Sri Dharampala. Now, Dharampala was the one who constructed the Vikramshila Sangrama. You see, immediately after ascending the throne, the king invited the teachers of the Prajna Paramita. He had great reverence for Haribhadra in particular, etc., etc. This king built in all about 50 centers of the doctrine, of which 35 were centers for the early study of Prajna Paramita. He also built the Sri Vikramshila Vihara. Now this is very important. King Dharampala built the Sri Vikramshila Vihara. Now see, the translator has translated the name as Vikram Srighana, but on the ground we see it is Vikram Srighana. So, what do you call it? Now, where was it? It was built in the north of Magad, on the bank of the Ganges, on the top of a hillock. Now, this is very important. It was built in the north of Magad, on the bank of the Ganges, on the bank of the Ganga, on top of a hillock. I showed you the hillock. It is just next to Srighana village, and the central temple in it had a human-sized statue of the Mahabodhi. That statue, I have got a report, it is still there in the jungles. They tried to steal it, but it was too heavy to carry it across 10 or 15 kilometers of thick jungle. So around it there were 53 smaller temples of Guhya Tantra and 54 common temples. So thus he built the monastery with a total of 108 temples and the boundary walls. So I am going to show you, I have showed you a part of the boundary wall. I will show you more of the boundary wall. So that is the boundary wall of King Dharampala. He had fortified the monastery by building this boundary wall. He lavishly provided with food and clothes, etc., etc. So this monastery, the Vikramshila monastery, was on top of a hillock. It was, in another Tibetan text, it was half a night's journey from the Ganges on top of a hillock. Folks, that is Vikram Srighana, no doubt, which I showed you. Thank you, Taranath. Thank you, Kunga Zangpo. Now, south, we saw Srighana. South of Srighana, this is the spot I left my vehicle, and we came here to see the wall, the boundary wall which the Pala King Dharampala made. Folks, the villagers said it is very long. Continue. See, this is the wall the bricks which I picked up just now, and I showed you. And this is the Sangrama. And this wall goes all around. See, the wall goes all around. This is the wall, boundary wall, which the Pala King Dharampala built to fortify, Vikramshila. So folks, the brick that I picked up was certainly Dharampala's boundary wall, which the local people call Itwadi. The boundary wall was made of Ita, that is bricks. And this side of the, Sangrama, on the hills, the boundary wall is made of rocks. So that is called Bhim Bandh. So the boundary wall is made of rocks. It's called Bhim Bandh. Bandh means fortification. Bandh means fortification. And Bandh means a dam. So that is Bhim Bandh, and this is Itwadi, see folks. You can see the line going. The villagers say the wall continues and continues. So folks, here it is, the wall goes and turns around here. See. So folks, this is your Vikramshila, this is your King Dharampala's, the Pala King Dharampala's fortification, the wall. And folks, I cannot go there because this is a highly sensitive zone with, paramilitary forces up here to control Naxalism and these extreme Maoists, these extreme communists. So, now it is up to the, the archaeologists and the government of Bihar to enter here. And I have got reports, like a place called Ghora Sahan, and all the villagers have taken building material. The Entire Sangrama was made out of rocks. The building material was rocks. And what you call it, they have used the rocks, recycled it to make their own homes. So folks, this is your Vikramshila or Vikram Srighana, whatever you may call it. Okay, folks, now I have reached the wall that King Dharampala made. See the bricks on the ground. This is the wall that King Dharampala made to fortify Vikramshila around that hillock. So, folks, this is the wall, King Dharampala's wall, and it's called Itwa D. It's called Itwa D. And see, the rocks, the what do you call it, bricks. It's huge. This is King Dharampala's bricks of Itwadi surrounding Vikramshila Srighana, Vikram Srighana. And what do you call it? You can see the bricks are ancient. And the ground on top of the wall is there. See, the Sangrama is there. And this is the wall that surrounded the Sangrama. And folks, that is your Vikramshila Sangrama, and this is King Dharampala's wall, folks. Enjoy the video. ये जो ईटा सब है, दीवाल है, ये कहाँ तक जाता है?
लगभग सर 20 से 22 एकड़ में फैला होगा।
मतलब पूरा बहुत दूर तक।
फसल कटने के बाद ही पता चलेगा सर पूरा।
हाँ हाँ, वो अंदाज है।
उसके बाद आप लोग को देखिएगा तब उसमें उसके बाद पता चलेगा। टोटल में मतलब बहुत लंबा चौड़ा।
हाँ।
ऐसे अभी समय सरसों का खेती लगा हुआ है, पता नहीं चलेगा।
हाँ।
पत्रकार महोदय भी आ गया।
ठीक है।
एगो पत्रकार महोदय आ गया।
Okay, now folks, there is the Sangrama in front of you, and that is the hillock the Tibetans were speaking of. Nagatso Lotsawa had to climb up that, and he met the other Tibetan, and then they approached Atisa to give him the gold. So folks, that is where the Sangrama is. And what do you call it? That area, see, the first hillock has the temple of Barabar Baba. Barabar is what do you call it? Naropa. Naropa equal Tilopa. So, folks, that is the Sangrama. That entire area, it housed 5,000 monks. So, imagine it. That is the Sangrama. And folks, what do you call it? View it. This is your first viewing of Vikram Srighana. And what do you call it? Thank you. See this wall. You can see this wall is around those hills which the Tibetans have written about. And this is no doubt Taranath has written about this wall. It is Dharampala's, what do you call it, the fortification of the Sangrama. And it's around 5 feet high, and especially it's demolished. And it has been brought down to ground level. The bricks most probably have been pilfered. Anyway, this is your King Dharampala's boundary wall, no doubt, surrounding the Sangrama folks. And so this is a unique find of mine. Itwa D is the boundary wall, and Bhimband is the eastern boundary wall of the Sangrama, folks. You can see the Sangrama behind you. This is unique, isn't it, folks? It is totally unique. This is a wall, and this land is higher than this land, with that hillock behind. This land is higher, is at the wall level, and this land is lower, the ground is lower.
And this could be the resting place or the place of rejuvenation for the monks.
Yes.
Before they entered the Institute of Learning.
And the land is going higher. The land is going higher, sir. The land is going higher, and the land has fallen down there.
Yes.
This is a stupa.
Definitely. Going up and up.
Excavation work has happened by the owner of this land plot,
Ah.
and the entire wall has fallen.
This is another wall.
Yes, this is another wall.
This is another wall.
This wall is clearly visible.
And this land is higher. The land behind this wall, the owner, he took out the bricks. See, the bricks are strewn all around here.
Broken bricks.
Broken bricks.
Some. And then the land goes down. Again.
That's Vikram Srighana.
That is Vikram
Shinoi.
Srighana.
Tata, come this side. Come this side.
Ah. See this wall. Let's don't take it. See the bricks, and that is a wall, and that land is higher than this, and there are bricks below here.
The remains of pottery, broken pottery.
The remains of broken pottery.
You could see abundance of
इतनी ले
pottery
ले
is there.
पॉकेट में.
नहीं आओ, मेरे पास है दादा, घर पे है.
नहीं ले लेगा थोड़ा सा.
ओके.
आप घर वाला अपना और काम में आ जाएगा, और किसी को दीजिएगा.
ये पॉटरी को देखो, उस पे.
हाँ.
इस पे ये फर्मा पे काम किया हुआ है ये.
ले लें.
Chiseled stone or what?
No, it's a broken stone. See this mark of design
Could be from the wall. Look at this cement kind of thing. No?
ठीक है, बस एक दो तीन गो तो हो गया. कितना निकालिएगा? सब लोग निकालेगा, एक पुराना चीज निकालना नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है, रहने दीजिए ना.
Carry this big stone, brick.
See, you see this wall,
It's full of.
and the land is at that height. It's higher than this land.
4 to 5 feet high.
हाँ?
And you know it
4
goes
to
higher
5
like
feet
this.
high.
Going
तो इसका मतलब ये दीवार और ऊंचा था.
देखिए ना दीवार, क्लियर दीवार आप देखिए वहाँ से.
हाँ, ये भी है दीवार. The wall is here. Wall is here.
It's getting higher and higher. इतना बड़ा बड़ा ईंटा है देखिए.
देखें एक मिनट.
हेलो. हाँ बोलिए कुछ प्रोफेसर
हाँ.
लेकिन आईआईटी खड़गपुर.
आइए दिखाइए, जैसे इस तरफ दिखाइए.
आईआईटी खड़गपुर प्रोफेसर आ, लेकिन जो कि शायद दलाई लामा का भक्त थे ना.
हाँ, सीधा कीजिए ना. इधर 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 ऐसे ऐसे ऐसे. हाँ. ओह, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं. हाँ. See the size of the bricks. Ancient bricks.
इतना बड़ा बड़ा ब्रिक्स हम लोग का नहीं.
हाँ.
मुझे इसमें दिखे ये भी रहते
हो गया. अब कितने मत निकालिए.
16 इंच.
हाँ,
16 इंच सब.
हाँ.
कितना तो फिर मत दूर दूर करके लेकर के जुताई में निकल कर फिर देखें.
घड़ा
ओवर पीरियड ऑफ द टाइम मतलब ये डिस्ट्रॉय ही हुआ है. और ये दीवार दादा दिख रहा है अभी यहाँ पे, और नीचे कितना
इसमें
है
ऐसा है देखो.
देखिए नक्काशी है.
कढ़ाई है क्या कढ़ाई?
दे दीजिएगा.
हाँ ले लीजिए ना.
आओ. अब पॉलीथीन किसी के पास नहीं है.
ले लेते हैं गमछा. नहीं ना वो पॉलिथीन दे देंगे.
लो तनी बांध लो गमछा में. See this wall. The Sangrama was fortified, folks. The Sangrama was fortified. ये दीवार यहीं तक है कि और आगे चल?
बहुत लंबा है. बहुत लंबा है सर. बहुत लंबा है.
कहाँ तक है?
ये और उधर सर और पूरा लंबा तक है. ये आप ऊपर चढ़ेंगे तो आप देखेंगे कितना बड़ा एरिया है ये.
हाँ.
ये कम से कम 20 से 22 एकड़ में फैला हुआ है।
See all the bricks littered on the ground.
Let me see the bricks which I had conversion from Atisa. Come on this side. और जैसे जैसे बढ़ेंगे ये स्टीप होता जाएगा।
गांव कहाँ है इटवा?
ये इटवा डी इस प्लेस, इसी प्लेस को पर्टिकुलर इस प्लेस।
This place is called Itwa D, folks.
ईटा और डी मतलब टीला।
Ita D. A place of bricks. A place of bricks. And you have the hillock behind them. Just behind Itwa D. With that hillock there. The Tibetans said they had to climb it to reach Vikramshila. My God. I found it, folks. I found it. Vikram Srighana.